This video was brought to you by Brilliant, and the first 200 people to use the link below will get 20% off an annual premium subscription.
Ever since the US dropped the nuclear bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945, countries have pondered exactly what they can do to try and prevent a similar fate. Many countries sought their own nuclear weapons to try and balance against what they saw as an existential threat. Some other countries, though, went down, well, a different route. Finland decided it was more productive to try and shield its population from external threats through the creation of bunkers, like lots and lots of bunkers. So in this video, we're going to have a brief look through the history of Finland and their bunkers, and why this means that they're probably one of the most impenetrable countries on Earth. We'll also discuss briefly some of the current Russian rhetoric and why they may not actually be able to invade Finland. To understand this whole situation, we need to go back to the Second World War. Tensions between Finland and the Soviet Union were already high, as Finland was actually a part of Russia only a few decades earlier. While the early Soviets may have allowed Finland to become independent, clearly the new leadership had different ideas. The Soviet Union signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, with the Germans at the beginning of the Second World War effectively allowing Russia to take Finland back and include it within their sphere of influence. On the 30th of November 1939, the Soviet Union attacked Finland following a false flag attack. The aim was to annex Finland. This became known as the Winter War. Unfortunately for Finland, while the rest of the world were sympathetic towards them, they did not provide any material support. As such, a peace agreement was needed. This was signed in early March 1940, bringing the war to an end. However, Finland did have to concede land to Russia. During the Second World War, Finland attempted to secure cooperation from the UK and Sweden to help them with rearmament, but this was to no avail. Eventually, they turned to Nazi Germany, who put troops on the Soviet border and attacked, following a Soviet attack on Finland. This became known as the Continuation War. Finland ended up losing this Continuation War too and was forced to cede land again. The point with all of this is that Finland has had wars with Russia over its border before, and post-war Finland was wary of this. They did not want another repeat, and they did not want to go up against the Russian superpower. The advent of nuclear weapons only made the situation worse, and as such, Finland decided to take a proactive approach to this new technology. In 1958, Finland passed the Civil Defence Act, which stipulated that the Ministry for the Interior was responsible for creating shelters in high-risk areas and for evacuating the civilian population. We've done two other videos on different countries' plans for how they would respond to nuclear attack, one on the UK and one on the US. Both countries have quite an extensive plan for how they'd evacuate the leadership and ensure the continuity of government. And both countries have plans for how they would ensure that key artifacts from their nation's history would be protected. But neither have any real plans to protect their citizens from a nuclear strike, other than just informing them that they're about to die. Finland, though, is different. Thanks to the Civil Defence Act, today Finland has enough bunkers in Helsinki to house the entire population of 640,000 people. This isn't just some random tube stations or anything either. Finland is able to provide bunkers built into solid rock, equipped with food, bedding, sanitation and hospitals. Part of the bunkers are accessible to the public today. For example, this children's soft play centre is actually underground and can be quickly turned into a shelter which can house around 6,000 people and provide food and living essentials for weeks or even months. In total, there are 5,500 bunkers in Helsinki like this, and across Finland, bunkers can house more than 4.4 million people over 54,000 different bunker locations. You're probably wondering exactly how the government has managed to build so many bunkers across Finland. After all, other countries just haven't bothered, and to be fair, if they did, it cost billions to do so. So how did Finland do it? Well, part of it was built by the government, and they did just kind of accept that this was a price worth paying for the protection of their citizens. But additionally, by law, any building larger than 1,200 square metres has to create a shelter, which means that bunkers can be found all over the country. When war isn't happening, the shelters can have ordinary functions, such as the children's soft play area we showed above. They simply have to be able to convert into a nuclear bunker when they're told to. In peacetime, this means that there are plenty of funky underground sports halls, swimming pools and go-kart tracks. In wartime, this means that the entire population can be protected. So, Finland is in a pretty good place from a nuclear defence standpoint. Unlike many other countries, they have a pretty robust plan for nuclear attack, including evacuation plans. But are they prepared for other forms of invasion, for example, land-based invasions? At the moment, this is a particularly important question given Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the possibility that they could wish to reunify what they see as lost Russian land. Well, Finland employs universal male conscription, specifically requiring all males to undertake military or non-military service between the ages of 18 and 29. This gives them a particular advantage, as they have a citizenry who are trained and ready to defend their country if they need to. According to the Global Firepower Index, Finland has reserve personnel of around 900,000, which puts them at 4th globally on this metric. They're only beaten out by Taiwan, Brazil and India. In addition to this, Finland stipulates that they require a wartime military of 280,000 troops. In effect, this is required as a deterrent. The fact that they stipulate and try to meet this to ensure that they're able to mount a defence against Russian aggression at all times, again puts them in good stead. On the military hardware front, Finland again has pretty impressive defensive capabilities. They have 700 howitzers, 700 heavy mortars, and 100 multiple rocket launchers, giving them the largest artillery capability in Western Europe. The point we're making is that Finland is very well prepared for invasion and conflict with any, well, larger neighbouring countries.
Brilliant is an online STEM learning platform that teaches you everything you need to know to better understand the modern world. Baffled by investment and finance? Well, they've got courses on maths and quantitative finance. Confused by coding? Well, they've got everything from the very basics right through to quantum computing. Unclear why you're losing millions? Well, there's no guarantee that Brilliant can help with that, but they do have courses on cryptocurrency and gambling. You get the point. Everything you want to learn about STEM is covered by Brilliant. And the best thing is that all of their courses are designed by award-winning instructors and built upon the principle of active learning. So you're gaining STEM knowledge by actually doing it. So if you want to improve with STEM, then you can sign up to Brilliant at brilliant.org/TLDR EU. And the first 200 people to do so will get 20% off an annual premium subscription. Thanks for supporting the channel.